ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Juniversal, or well, I'm not gonna have a head left. Ugh. Hello there, Scotty. You're not welcome back to Juniversal Horror Month, and we are looking at The Mummy from 1932, starring Boris Karloff and Edward Van Sloan, directed by Carl Frund, I believe is the director. So after the success of Dracula and Frankenstein, they wanted to do more of these horror movies, and so they decided to do an original story. Original story with The Mummy. And I say that as The Mummy is not based on anything. It's just a mummy movie. But it's Dracula. It's Dracula. You have an undead creature seeking a woman in modern day. The hero is an old man, played by the same actor. The love interest, you have a love interest, played by the same actor. It's Dracula, but with a mummy. This does not feel right. There we go. Yeah, Boris Karloff gets to actually talk in this one, except for especially after being the Frankenstein monster, not saying anything about round in that one because they didn't want him to talk. He gets some dialogue here, and it's very well done. But yes, this wasn't that bad. Actually, I was nervous about it. I thought it was gonna be boring, but it's not that bad. And actually, I feel like there are some things in this version that the Brendan Fraser version, which I still like better than this, leaves out. There's more explanation as to why certain things are being done, where in the Brendan Fraser movie, it's just like, he's doing this because of this, and because. But yeah, so we start in Egypt in 1921, or 2022, I guess, because it's 10 years past that. And there are three archaeologists, a professor, whose name I do not know, Dr. Muller, who is played by Edward Van Sloan, and another guy I'm just going to call Cuckoo Pants. I'll explain why. But they uncover the tomb of Imhotep, and they find that something is wrong. They feel like he was mummified alive. There's something is scratched off. It's not right. And they find this gold box they want to open, but the professor guy says, no, it is a curse, you can't do it. So he and Dr. Muller leave to talk about it and leave Cuckoo Pants there. So Cuckoo Pants opens it, and it says, Wikipedia says he reads it out loud, but he's literally just going, oh, what up, by the way? He has the scroll thing, and he's going, and then all of a sudden you just cut to the mummy, and you go, we do that then. That's it. Like, he barely says anything out loud. I couldn't think of Egyptian words for him to say. I like the atue, or whatever they do. But I like he opens it up, and the Cuckoo Pants, right away, he just yells at him. No one comes to him. And he just, Imhotep gets up, he looks at him, he grabs the scroll, and he walks away. And then the other two come in. What happened? Where did he go? And Cuckoo Pants, well, I call him Cuckoo Pants, he went for a walk. Yeah, and we snap cut. 10 years later, we found out that guy died. He laughed to death. Apparently, it took him 10 years. Now it's been 10 years, and well, Dr. Muller and Professor Guy don't look any older than they were 10 years earlier, but yeah. And we see that there's also an archaeologist guy named Ardith Bay, who's just Imhotep in disguise. Took him 10 years to look more human and figure out, because he needs help to uncover the tomb of Princess Anaxamen. Anaxanon. Anaxanamen. It's Anaxunamun, they say in the remake, but here it's Anaxanamen. Yeah. Yes, we also meet Helen. I forgot the actress's name, but she's good for what she gets to do. It's revealed that she looks. So they uncovered it, and they have this guy Frank, who is the son of the professor guy I mentioned, and Frank has a thing for Helen, and he's talking to her about this female mummy they found, Anaxanamen, and he's like, "It's the funniest thing. I thought she was beautiful. In fact, I thought she looked a lot like you." And I'm like, okay. Turns out that Helen is a reincarnation of Anaxanamen, something that they wouldn't work into the remake until the second one. And that one, it made more sense. But yes, so she is the reincarnation of Anaxanamen. So Ardith Bay, or Imhotep, with his fez, because fezzes are cool, is now out to get Helen, and he uses his ring to mesmerize her. Undead creature mesmerizing a woman into what's that familiar? No. But he's got better powers, Dracula couldn't do shit. Alright, he taunted Van Helsing, didn't do anything. He tried to swoo him, but it didn't do anything. And then he died in his sleep, basically. Where here, Imhotep fights back. He's like, makes the guy have a heart attack. Because he tries to burn the scroll of Hoth, whatever it's called, the scroll thing they have. Tries to burn it, but Imhotep stops him with the ring. Doesn't have the heart attack and takes the scroll away. So he wants Helen to resurrect her. Okay, so one thing that did kind of bug me, I guess you'd have to tell, but he kidnaps Helen, and he just tells her the whole story of what happened to him. Yeah, and he said, "I will tell you the rest once you are back." And so, he tells her this whole story. We get this whole little. It's not just he tells what happened. They show it in flashbacks, and it's like, okay, we're seeing how he mummified, alive. Okay, it's pretty much what the remake says. I don't know if they said what he did, but he also hypnotized what they call Nubian. Look, this was 1932. This is an African American gentleman, or at least what it appears to be. Egypt is in Africa, so I don't know. I'm guessing it's what the slaves, the people that built the pyramids, as much as we like to think it wasn't the aliens. They were built stone by stone. The pharaoh made them do it. The indigenous Egyptians, I think, is what he's supposed to be. The Nubian. He's just credited as the Nubian. And it's, excuse me, what's a Nubian? Shut the fuck up. You know what movie that's from? Let me know in the comments below. Actually, he didn't say excuse me. He goes, "What's that, Nubian? Shut the fuck up." But I lost it. So Anaxanamen's spirit goes inside of Helen, like she remembers stuff, I guess. So his thing here is that he needs to kill Helen so that he can do the spell and bring back Princess Anaxanamen, because he could bring her body back to life right now, but it would be a husk. It wouldn't be anything. It would be nothing. It would just be nothing. Because her soul is inside Helen. So he needs Helen to bring Anaxanamen back. So that kind of explains what he was trying to do in the remake. But Evie was not a reincarnation of Anaxanamen. He just thought she looked like her, though they look nothing like each other. But that plays into the sequel, not really, because everyone keeps saying that they're sisters, but they're not. She was Anaxanamen, or Anaxunamun, she was there, was the pharaoh's mistress, and Evie was the pharaoh's daughter, or Nefertiti, she was called in there. Yeah, I don't know why he thought they looked the same. That makes even less sense with the sequel, as a matter of fact. Anyway, so yeah, that's what he has to do. But she doesn't want to do it. Muller and not Harker come running in, but they don't do anything because he shows the ring and they're like, ah! It was like, really? Edward Van Sloan did more in Dracula than he did in this one. Hell, he did more in Frankenstein. All he did was walk around in that one. Funny thing is, Edward Van Sloan was iffy on taking the role of Van Helsing in Dracula, having played it on Broadway, but he didn't want to get typecast. Well, sometimes it just happens, I guess. That's exactly what character he would play in these three, and then Dracula's daughter later, which we won't talk about. But, yeah. So he shows the ring and they go, oh! And they just stand there. And then she prays to the goddess Isis. Not something you could do now. They would pronounce it Isis. I don't know. And it strikes down the scroll. And it's a nice cross dissolve with Rose-Colour's face. Dissolving, I guess is the word. And she's freed. And then the movie ends. These movies end so abrupt. So abrupt. Hey, one thing I want to point at, music score. Now there's a little bit in Frankenstein, but this one, you have score going throughout. Not all of it, but in parts. And it works. It works. The movie starts with Swan Lake, which, you know, if you weren't already comparing it to Dracula, you kind of are now. It starts with that, you know. But, yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought it was decent. I thought, you know what? When I started this review, I was going to say it's the middle of the road, but I will say it's pretty good. The only thing that really bugged me was that I understand you gotta have some kind of exposition, sure. But like, again, to go to the Mummy movie, the Mummy remake, the Brendan Fraser one. She read it on the sarcophagus, right? She read it around the sarcophagus what had happened. So we didn't need a flashback. Although we actually did get at the beginning of the movie a little flashback with that movie, Darth Bay. Yeah. Because in this version, the mummy, or Imhotep, is Ardith Bay, and in the Brendan Fraser version, they split it into two characters, which I like better. I don't know. I guess I'm just used to that character. This was good. I liked it. You know. We'll see. Because next is The Invisible Man, and I tried to watch it once, and I couldn't get into it. So we'll see. Maybe I'll try watching it at work, and just to get it done with. We'll see. But, yeah, so what are your thoughts on The Mummy from 1932? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.